he ran to the ridge down to the river. I think that's... Oh my word. That was a nice deer. I grunted him in, I called to him, and he turned him and he came right to me at 10 yards, but I didn't have any shot. He was off to my right. He's coming to the calls, no problem. I saw which way he went, so. And they're still in here somewhere over here. They're still over this way. And I thought he was gonna come out in front of me at 30 to 40 yards, right here. But I never saw him out in front of me. He crossed the little trail up here, went into the pines way out in front, and then come down this way, out in front of me. I saw him walk, I grunted to him, and he come right in on a string and turned him right. He come to within 10 yards, I couldn't get a shot at him. Nice buck come by this morning. Oh yeah, that was a nice 8-pointer. There's deer snorting over this way. I don't know if they got my wind. Let's find out. Oh, my knee is killing me. Yeah, see the wind. I don't know if those deer are winding me or not. I mean, I've controlled my odor. Everything's washed and sent away. Detergent. I bathed and sent away, so I sprayed down too with sent away spray. I don't know if they're winding me or if something else spooked. I heard it across the river too. The deer snort. Yeah, the wind's blowing that way. It was, but when I sat up here, the wind was blowing this way. No more. Yeah. Something's coming. Might be squirrels chasing each other. Yeah. for 17 minutes. So 17 minutes ago, about 12:15, I shot that doe. That's my first noontime deer. It pays off to stay in the woods all day long. And I was still hunting through here. I'm not behind a blind in a tree stand. I'm on my knees in the glaring sun, and I shot that doe at 20 yards. How awesome was that? Yeah, that 8-point buck is back in here. I was grunting and bleating at the buck in hopes to turn that nice 8-point buck around. And instead this big doe come through. She gave me a 20-yard shot. Well, she gave me about a 22 plus yard shot. A little over 20, but under 25 anyway. And, she's laying dead right there. Not far away, that buck. It's like maybe 100 yards away. I just saw movement right up there. I think he's coming. I just saw movement right up there. I think there's a deer coming. I think so. Where to begin? I'm in a expanded archery zone. I have a buck tag and a doe tag for this zone, and my intentions were to shoot a nice buck here, and I did get on a nice 8-point. I believe that buck to be probably a good 2.5-year-old. He was a nice 8-point buck, and I first jumped the deer going into the area, and I saw where the deer ran. They ran over a ridge. They ran out of sight to a point where they couldn't see me. So I beelined it for the ridge out in front of me, with hopes to cut him off. And I get all settled in and set up, get the camera tripod open and set up, and get my trigger release all set. I get the arrow knocked and get my deer call out just in case. So I'm all set. My thought was, I'll cut him off. I kind of had a hunch, on where them deer might go. I had a good inclination as to where those deer wanted to go and where they would end up. So that's why I set up where I did. I see like deer ears and a deer head moving way off in the distance. I didn't see any antlers or anything. Thought maybe it was just a doe. But I see a deer's working its way in out in front of me. So I get my cameras turned on and angle my bow and camera into the shooting lane. I had probably a 30 to 40 yard shooting lane out in front of me. And I figured the deer would cross that shooting lane and I'd get a 30+ yard shot. My 20-yard pin right on her front shoulder. Right to the front here. And the arrow went right in and got her lungs. And it dropped her right in her tracks. This is the first deer that has ever dropped right where it stood that I've shot at with a bow. I've never shot a deer with a bow and had it drop immediately, just like that. This deer was standing right here, because that's the shooting hole that I shot through. So the deer stood right here and kind of angled to me to look at me. The deer had me pegged, but I got the pin on her and settled it on her, and I shot her before she ever took off. And it dropped her right here. This is right where she died, right here. Well, how cool is that?